You don't anyhow just throw money blindly. This is not gambling, bro.
Why would you do that? Like, why would you put money into somewhere else where you can't see it?
And no one taught me saving. I learned saving by experience.
What's up? You're listening to Randomly Relatable SG,
where we talk about random things you relate to.
We have invited 6 youths to share their opinions on investments and savings. We have 3 on each side, and we will be giving them a few statements for them to discuss their views. Number 1. I am a risk taker.
Again, investors, do you guys invest because you like risk in general?
Yes, I invest because I like risk, and I feel that I need to take the risk for my money to grow. That's why I'm willing to take the risk.
But is it worth taking the risk if you lose all your money in the end?
Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, like, why would you want to take the risk if I can control how I lose my money?
So for myself, my principle is very simple. So if I save, if I don't invest, I'm guaranteed to lose money through inflation. But if I invest, there's a chance for me to lose money. But I don't invest blindly. So I do risk management, I do my research, and I diversify to ensure my risk is minimal.
Yeah, but I still feel like at the same time, right, I don't think, like, I want to be able to know how I lose my money. Like, you know, sometimes, like, if I save, right, and I lose my money, right, it's just like, okay, I spend the money lah.
Yeah.
Maybe like bank take like some cut or some shit like that lah. But like for me, like if investing, like it could be an earthquake in Indonesia, then suddenly the stocks drop. Then like how am I supposed to control that?
And I think, sorry to add on also, a big thing is understanding where your money is going and also understanding the concept of investing. So like investing and stocks, as important as it is to learn, we don't learn this in school, at least for like, I'm a comm student. I've never learned about investing in school. The only conversation I have about investing is like at home, like, you know, I was telling you with my dad and my uncle. So like if I don't understand what it is, and if let's say even if I were to like hire someone to invest for me, I'm still unaware of where my money is going. And like what Shreya was saying, that if you, let's say you look at your statement and like, okay, the money is gone, and you're like, what, where, what, why, you know, but however, if you know that, oh, I spent $50 on this dress, okay, I know my money is gone there. So to me, that risk of like losing your money to something that you have no idea what's going on is just not worth it to me.
You don't anyhow just throw money blindly. This is not gambling, bro. Your point was you want control. You want control. To me, if I invest, I have more control of my money. That's where I really take control of my money, and I ensure it goes into places that I've done research in and will go up lah.
Number 2. I want to withdraw my money whenever I want.
Okay, so for savers, I understand that there's a lot of ATMs and it's very easy to withdraw your money. Is that why you prefer saving over investing?
So no, actually, that's not why I prefer saving over investing. My thing is that, from what I understand with investing, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that a lot of the time you only get your big wins much later. And I'm not talking about like 1 year, 2 years. I'm talking about like 20, 30 years. Okay, because honestly, my knowledge in investing is also not that much. So I can't even like speak too much on that. But from what knowledge I do know, and what deters me from that is like, for example, like let's say if I were to go with someone to invest my money, or let's say even like with banks, okay? Like some banks, you know, there are bank accounts where you cannot touch it until like a certain age. Stuff like that, right? Or certain bank accounts. To me, I don't like that because I don't know, first of all, a bit morbid, but like, am I going to be even alive at that age? 1. Number 2 is that my life is completely different then. And I don't know what the future holds, you know, like I know what's happening now. So if right now I don't need the money, okay, I'll leave it. But if in maybe 5 years, if I want to, 5 years I want to buy a car, oh my God, okay, I hope I can, but I just realized that's like quite soon. Okay, but let's just say like, and then I don't want to be like, oh my God, I have all this money saved somewhere, but I can't access it because someone said no, or like that's just not the way it goes.
Maybe that's the policy, right?
Policy, or like, I mean, okay, then you can explain to me like rather like, is that how also some investments work where you just cannot withdraw it whenever you want?
It depends, because some investments has lock-in period, and the reason behind it is because you need the money to grow, which is like, you know, yes. you need the money to grow. But I also believe that this is just a personal take of mine, that if you want to start investing, you should already have enough emergency cash for your life. If let's say, the next day you get into the hospital, touch wood, touch wood. I'm not asking you guys to go to the hospital, but just in case, so my take, it's always like, those investments are, or the investments that you make are for your bigger purchases. For example, your first big house, your child's education, if you guys plan to have, kids, that kind of thing. Or even some, I heard, for parents' retirement plans, because some of our parents don't make the savings. So for example, like you want to make like your first purchase of car, that kind of thing. Those are the side savings that you should have.
So not from investment money?
Not from, personally for me, because to me, those are depreciated investments, that kind of thing, because cars depreciates in values, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So these are like cash on hand that you must have, kind of thing. Yeah.
My question is, okay, so the whole thing was about like withdrawing money whenever you want. So I guess my question is for investing. What is it for you? Like, what's the benefit of like not having it immediately, the money? Like, let's say like, okay, like going back to like your sneakers, right? Like, okay, maybe you might get a big win tomorrow, or even a small win, whatever. You get a win like tomorrow, 2 days, but I'm talking about like the investing that takes years and years
Long
of
run
like, your long run investments. Why would you do that? Like, why would you put money into somewhere else where you can't see it visibly? Like for me, I'm a very like visual person. I love seeing the number in my bank account. Like, all right, and then like that's what I like to see. So I just cannot understand or cannot comprehend the concept of like you put your money away for 30 years and then you just like, okay, hopefully watch it grow and all, but you can only reap like, okay, you see this money like, oh, I'll win like this much money after 30 years, but like 30 years is so far away. Like, how do you have the patience to wait?
So I think it's a good point you make. Okay, so I think that it's a misconception that people have like, 30 years waiting period or lock-in period or whatever it is. But I also feel that like, having that barrier in that sense where, you get like your money, if you in your context put about 30 years, then so, right, it stops you from making really bad or rash decisions, because a lot of things we buy, I don't know about you, but for me, I make a lot of impulsive decisions.
Me too.
Shopee. Yeah, so like I think that really helps, that kind of thing. That waiting period teaches you in a way patience. Back again, it's late gratification for me. Yeah.
Number 3. I am afraid of not having enough money in the future.
A lot of people have debates about if you don't invest, you will live a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. So what are your thoughts on that?
So before we answer that question, to answer your first question at the start, whether are you guys afraid to not have money in the future, basically. So I am very afraid, dude. I'm very afraid of not having money in the future, based on what I see around me and what I consume on social media. So therefore, I invest because I want to make use of certain instruments out there to ensure that I have more money in the future. Yeah.
For me, like this kind of like, how to say, not having enough money in the future is all about whether you're comfortable and what you consider comfortable, what you consider a comfortable lifestyle. I feel like a lot of investments or investors they will always want to promote this you need $1 million for you to be comfortable to retire, or you need like a certain number of money. But that all depends on your own lifestyle. If I live a very simple lifestyle, if I live like, don't even say paycheck to paycheck, I just live in a normal HDB, I have maybe 1 kid or something, I don't need $1 million to be comfortable. Like I can just have 500,000 or maybe 200,000, like any amount number lah. Yeah. So like I feel like I can save to a comfortable future and I don't need to be afraid. Investing, I feel, is an additional thing. Like if you want to live a more comfortable lifestyle, then you invest lah.
Okay, but wait, like on your point, you said that like, you if you live in HDB, it would just have like basically like if I were to put it in medical life, that kind of thing. But how sure are you that the cost of living won't rise? Because that's not up to you. You can live like a simple lifestyle. Everyone also can live a simple lifestyle, but the cost of living is determined by inflation, by the government, in fact, right? How are you going to beat that?
I think through saving, you can live I believe our government will have systems in place whereby like it's okay to just save and you can live a comfortable lifestyle in Singapore. Like you can work your day-to-day job, you can maybe save $500 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, and like yes, I understand there's inflation, but like personally for me, investment is an additional thing. It's not a need for me to get rid of that fear in the future. Yeah, of not having enough money.
For me, when I am afraid because I do savings, but I feel like I'll be more afraid if I do investment. because there's more risk there. So might as well like be less afraid lah.
I see. So
very simple point,
for it's a fair point. It's your belief. I'm very okay with that. So to me there's some things that you said just now earlier that I don't agree at all. To me, everybody has their own point, has their own comfortable, has their own whatever they want in the future lah. You want 1 million, you want 2 million, 6 million, or even want 500k, 200k, $50. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, but the fact that if you save $500 for the next 30 years, every month for the next 30 years, it's only 180k. But if you invest at 10% returns, 8% returns, or whatever stuff in very safe investments, it's up to like 1,085,000 and like 900 plus k, 700 plus k and stuff like that. And then to me, the difference is a lot, yeah. Like all I have to do, I'm already setting aside money already that I'm not going to touch, because you say you're setting aside money for the future, right? So it's money you're not going to touch anyways. So might as well I just invest, and then I grow the money lah.
Number 4. I listen to my parents' financial advice.
Do you guys save because your parents save?
No, actually, my parents invest. My dad and my uncle are all big investors, but I still save, and I don't. That's a good question. I don't know why. I should maybe listen to them, but in the same sense, like I think that they also like I can go to them and learn about investing for sure. But ironically, yeah, I don't save because they save. They actually do a lot of investing, and they're a lot more of risk takers than I am. So yeah, what about you?
For me, I save because my parents don't save, and I just don't want to. I want to end up with a luxurious lifestyle, basically. And no one taught me saving. I learned saving by experience. I learned saving through learning, looking up to people who are rich. And
So basically, you want to end a vicious cycle of not like saving in that sense lah. Because your parents never save for it, so now you want to start saving.
Now I want to start saving.
My parents save, but I invest. So technically, I break the chain of it lah.
Yeah, so my parents did neither. They never save, they never invest. So they live their life paycheck to paycheck. And I think that is honestly a recipe for disaster. Yeah, because so to me is that the reason why I invest right now is because I think I mentioned earlier, right, I have an emergency savings, that kind of thing. That is the savings portion, which probably you guys have, that kind of thing. The reason why I do investments is that like I don't want my kids or myself to end up without having retirement plan, or even having like my child is limited opportunities, because I feel like I am making my own opportunities because my parents are not giving it, but then my kid might not be able or might not have the same energy or motivation, and that's why like I invest for them and also for myself in the future. Yeah.
To add on also, it's like I feel like to me savings like it's the old school way. Yeah. So basically, like right now, like I'm investing something. It's pretty challenging things, but in the same time, it's like a risk-taking thing also. But I find it a joy to doing it lah.
I mean, for me, I save because I like to see the money. Yeah,
me too. I love to. I told you earlier, so I love to see the number go up in my bank account. Very visual person.
But when you invest, what? Like you cannot see the number, is it? Where you?
No, like
where you investing, you cannot see the number.
I can see the cash physically.
Bigger and bigger instead.
Okay.